Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. Today I want to talk to you about my favorite Bluebird Bio as they reported their Q3 earnings today. Let's get started. Welcome back, friends. First sigh of relief is that Bluebird ended the quarter with 186 million in cash and cash equivalents. So that's a bit of a relief. Andrew Obenshine, CEO of Bluebird, said the third quarter officially launched Bluebird Bio as a commercial gene therapy company following FDA approvals of Zynteglo and Skysona. It's a beautiful landmark for the company, and among the CRISPR therapeutics company, this is one of the first in our watch list. Andrew added that positive momentum continues to build through the Zynteglo launch, and we are on track to complete our first cell collection this quarter. Additionally, we are readying Skysona for commercial availability and are on track to file our biologics licensing application for lower cell for sickle cell disease in Q1 2023. So this company is really marching ahead very fast. As a result of milestones in the quarter, Bluebird is adjusting their fourth quarter 2022 financial guidance to account for post-marketing commitment expenses and increased investment in current and upcoming launches, which will enable the company to fully benefit from its first-in-class position. Today, we are also very pleased to welcome Chris Kwartschuk as Bluebird's next Chief Financial Officer. And that statement from Andrew was something that really made me feel optimistic, because Chris brings significant experience leading and advising financial and capital strategies for a multitude of commercial organizations. And Andrew says that Chris will play a critical role in the financing strategy and evolution of Bluebird's balance sheet as a commercial company. So the transition from a research company to a commercial company. So I'm really heartened by that statement. So I'm feeling more enthusiastic about Bluebird now. The second statement by Andrew actually gives an insight into the fact that they are seriously addressing the funding issue by bringing on board specific experience in the field by bringing Chris on board. The earnings report also provided some background about Chris. Chris joins Bluebird from Jubilant Pharma, a global integrated pharmaceutical company where he was Chief Financial Officer. He brings over 25 years of experience in finance, accounting, tax, strategy, business development, and capital allocation for commercial execution. Prior to Jubilant, Chris was the CFO at Morphosis US and VP Global Lead Business Unit Controller at Pfizer. And earlier in his career, Chris spent 15 years at PwC, finishing his tenure as Managing Director in PwC's Capital Markets and Accounting Advisory Practice. So friends, Chris brings a lot of heavy experience, which will be very useful for Bluebird in order to monetize its two flagship gene therapies. And I'm looking forward to great things from Chris for Bluebird. Interim CFO Catherine Vrides is reported to continue to lead strategic financing initiatives for Bluebird along with Chris through the transition period, and after which she will become a strategic advisor. So let's park aside this thing for the time being, because all this new recruitment and talent coming on board will take a little time to show results, especially because we're talking about big money and strategic decisions. So it's very crucial for Bluebird. We have the right talent, let us say, and we need to give them some working space and time, the leg room, in order to spread out and do the things properly. So let's focus on the approved therapy and monetization journey updates. So the company has made significant progress on its first US commercial launch and remains on track for first cell collection from first patient in the fourth quarter of this year. So they are on track. They are rushing as fast as they can. So the first cell collection to be lined up means that the first patient would have had to go through the entire qualification process, getting the right advice, being found suitable from a medical perspective, and then being found eligible from a financial perspective from the providers, and then being ready to donate cells. So all those things have taken place, and the first patient is going to provide this donor cells on the fourth quarter of this year, which is what we are in right now. So in a matter of days or weeks, we are going to see that event take place. What is encouraging is that the 2 months post-approval, 27 patients have indicated benefits verification, and approximately 1/3 of those patients have progressed to prior authorization. While Bluebird is realistic in its expectation that it does not anticipate that all 27 patients will proceed with treatment, these early indicators, these numbers demonstrate significant demand across the rare disease population. So I'm heartened by that. And we should keep in mind that the process to initiate gene therapy treatment once a patient and their provider have decided it, that it is right for them, may take several weeks as the patient completes the consent process, benefits verification, and prior authorization. And each patient's circumstance may vary. Some may take slightly longer, some may be done earlier. So we have to keep all those things in mind. 27 seems to be a pretty good number in my opinion. And Bluebird has completed activation of all Wave 1 qualified treatment centers, and the company's QTC network is on track to reach low double digits by the end of the year. Through the earnings call transcript, Bluebird has said that QTC guidance was given earlier and they are on track to meet it. I couldn't find any previous or current mention of the target QTCs, so I'll just leave it aside. Maybe we have missed the communication, but Bluebird has received inbound requests over and above this for inclusion in its QTC network from more than 30 adult and pediatric institutions, demonstrating eagerness to treat Bluebird's hemoglobinopathies. The QTC's footprint is expected to scale to 40 to 50 centers by the end of 2023, and it is designed to maximize the beta thalassemia launch and prepare for the potential future launch of lower cell for sickle cell disease pending regulatory approval. To date, the company has signed outcomes-based agreements with pharmacy benefit managers. We had spoken about them in our previous videos, and you can check that out. I'll put a link in the description in case you have missed it. Those benefit managers are representing more than 40 national and regional plans. Additionally, to date, 12 payers have issued medical coverage policies that are favorably aligned to Zynteglo's clinical evidence base. So having said that, with regard to Skysona, the second therapy, which is for CALD, Bluebird has activated 3 QTCs to treat patients with CALD. The company anticipates commercial readiness for Skysona in fourth quarter of 2022, which is what we are in right now, which means in a matter of weeks or fortnight or days, we are going to have the readiness in place. And annual savings of $3 million is on the cards, as Bluebird has signed a 3-year sublease for 42,000 square feet lab space to be occupied in mid-2023. And when they move from their current space into this new sublease space, they would be saving almost $3 million a year. That's very good for the company. And right now, based on the earnings report, here are key milestones to look forward to. For Zynteglo, consistent with previous guidance, the company anticipates the first commercial Zynteglo infusion in Q1 2023. And then for Skysona, Bluebird anticipates commercial readiness for Skysona in the fourth quarter of 2022, which is this year, my friends. It's just a few weeks away that we will see some action well before December. So around Christmas time, assuming that we're going to have a Christmas break. So if the company is making this statement, then we are looking at things happening very, very quickly. And when it comes to lower cell, the company expects to complete vector and drug product analytical comparability for lower cell BLA in the fourth quarter of 2022 and remains on track to submit its BLA for lower cell in Q1 2023. The FDA is most likely to receive their BLA for lower cell by March of 2023. So that's also an aggressive target that they have put themselves in, considering the amount of funding that they have in their balance sheet. And in terms of lower cell, the company remains in active communication with the FDA to resolve the lower cell partial clinical hold and resume enrollment and treatment of patients under the age of 18. Here I would like to venture to imagine a kind of matrix that I would like to put in place, metrics that I would like to put in place to monitor the progress of Bluebird, provided we get the information on a consistent basis. The metrics that I'm imagining would include growth in the number of QTCs, which is the first step. The second step would be average prospects generated by each QTC. So you could take a general average across the board, or we could go granular by QTC. But in the initial stage, I would just take an average for each QTC, overall across the QTCs, how many prospects are being generated. And from there, I would like to look at a percentage that actually go through the qualification process. And from the people who go through the qualification process, I would like to see how many of those prospects actually qualify for the therapy. And once that happens, we'll have a whole series of cascading, like you can imagine, like a funnel, like a marketing funnel. You get the prospects and they go through the various stages, and at the end of it, we'll know that if 100 prospects had come into the QTC, how many of them will actually translate into a patient who has been qualified both medically as well as financially and is ready to donate cells and be ready for the infusion. And then the other metrics I would like to see is the average duration from a prospect entering the funnel to the point that their cells are getting harvested. So if we have those kind of matrices in place, then I would be in a position to kind of predict what kind of revenue we can expect every quarter for this company. And we can use the same metrics also for Skysona when it gets commercialized and the 3 QTCs start getting activated. So we can progressively refine this metrics as we go ahead. But I have a thought in my mind that we could use some kind of metrics like that, build a spreadsheet, and whenever they have a press release, we can update those. And then that will give us a very reliable method of anticipating revenues for both Skysona as well as Zynteglo. And therefore, we would be able to have a good valuation, reliable valuation for Bluebird, and all the volatility that we see will kind of calm down because things will be more predictable. So that said, I think I would just like to look at the price action and also look at the financial results, revenue, that is EPS, and revenue. Those are the 2 things that I want to see. So let's go to the TradingView platform where we'll get everything. Well, friends, here we are on the TradingView platform, and we are looking at Bluebird. Bluebird is up 11.09% today. And friends, look at this bull channel. It's been perfectly validated at all spots. That makes you believe in technical analysis, events like this. It's a beautiful chart out here. And you look at the earnings, and you've got a green chart out here, which says that EPS estimate was 1.117 loss per share, and they reported minus 0.94 cents loss per share. So they have come up 15%, almost 16% better than expected. This shows a whole lot of cost control that is being done by Bluebird. So hats off to the management for doing a good job out here. And when it comes to revenue, it's always a hit and miss with all these genomic companies which are in the startup stage. So the revenue estimate was 1.074 million, but they only reported 100. So it's a miss out there on the revenue, but I won't worry too much about this because, as I mentioned when I was talking to you about creating the matrices which we can use in order to predict what kind of revenue Bluebird will have. Right now, there is no metrics. People are just pulling the numbers off their hat based on various assumptions. And whenever you make assumptions, there is always the risk of the assumptions going wrong. And most of the times that happens. So we need a reliable metrics or a model in order to predict revenue for Bluebird. Going forward, that is very much possible. 1 year down the line, we'll have a pretty reliable model in place. But right now, I won't worry too much about this revenue miss out here. Overall, the market is also rewarding Bluebird, and we are having a resistance out here at 6.86. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to break through that and go forward. And again, we are in a pennant out here. We are in a bullish pennant because we are on a rising trend. Therefore, we are going to break out on the upside. So things are looking pretty good for Bluebird, my friends. If any of you had bought Bluebird, you are laughing to the bank right now. Our MACD is also bullish, and momentum is above average and pushing upward. It has got plenty of way to go before the RSI becomes overbought. So everything is looking pretty good out here, my friends. With that, I would like to bring this video to an end. I hope you liked this video. And if you did, please do not hesitate to press a like out there. It helps the channel. And of late, we have had a whole lot of interest. There is a lot of people who have subscribed. Thanks to all the new subscribers. You increase my enthusiasm to keep on trying to bring up-to-date results to you and more information. So I'm going to keep up my good work on my end, which is what probably attracted you to join this channel as subscribers. So thanks a lot. And for those of you who have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. And also, please don't hesitate to press the notify button, because that's what will tell you that a new video is in place and you can choose to look at it immediately or later. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now. See you later.